Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chemlock League, and we are here in the league finals. The Dive Bombers, the number one seed from the Yang Conference, will be facing off against the Outlaws, the number three seed from the Yin Conference. Now, they might be the number three seed, but the Outlaws have been here before and won it all in season one. They're looking to do this in back-to-back years, but the Dive Bombers are trying to put a stop to that. They come into this one winning their last four after losing the first game of the playoffs against the favorites. They finished them off in the next two games and then came back and beat the Protectors in a two-game sweep to get them here. For the Outlaws, they swept the Reapers and then went back and forth with the Dirt Dogs, winning the first, losing the second, winning the third in walk-off fashion. That's how they get here. And before we get into this one, just wanted to show a couple of things that I wanted to make note of before this game starts. The first being taking a look at the Dive Bombers team, you will notice a very familiar face, and that is Jillian Branch here in the bullpen. Will be helping out the Dive Bombers against her former team. As you may recall, at the beginning of this season, she was signed during the offseason as a rookie, and she did not pitch well during the regular season. However, in the playoffs here, she has had three games. She's pitched 2 2/3 innings, only giving up one run and allowed two hits. One of those was a home run. So we'll see what she does. I'm very nervous to face off against her, if I'm being honest, because she is a very talented pitcher. Was that I don't know if you saw her picture. Go back and take a look at that when I bounced back out and came back to this screen. I think it was showing her when she was an outlaw, and then it switched her over to this. Maybe it was a different picture of somebody else. I wasn't looking fully at the team or at the picture, but I saw something change there. Let me know what it was, if I missed it, but really, really weird. Anyways, that's what I wanted to point out when it comes to the Outlaws. I also wanted to come back to our team because who will be pitching today is our number 4 starter, Lily Dubs, but she is not unfamiliar with the territory she's in as she goes into the championship game. Last year, if you take a look at these stats, she pitched 2 games during the playoffs, 2 complete games, 1 complete game shutout. The other one, she goes 5 innings and loses 1-0 against the Scroungers in the championship last year. So she was lights out last year. We're hoping that that ends up being the case in this one. We will be facing off against a very formidable offense in the Dive Bombers. Lily Dubs gets them out against Rip Sutton of the Dive Bombers, who's been pitching a little bit below his expectations, I'm sure, for the Dive Bombers with that 4.15 ERA. I did set the lineup before this one, before I started recording, just so that we would be ready to go. Babshishin, I know this might be a risky, but I am going to put him in the leadoff spot, and I'm keeping him in even though he's tense because of his defense in center field, whereas Sorelli, he's still tense even though he hit that walk-off home run. I am going to give him the bench because if Babshishin can't get out of his tense mojo, then I'll need Sorelli to play center, and I don't want him tense playing center field. So I'm going to give him the day off. We'll see how Babshishin does today. And then we'll have Ramon Lee behind him. We'll have Tony Centercut in the 3 spot playing left field. We'll have Giovanni Mays in the 4 spot at catcher. He's getting tired, but still holding up. It does not affect his attributes. Rock Quintana batting 5th at second base. Justice Colon batting 6th at first base. Fernanda Branch is still locked in. She'll be at third base in the 7th spot, followed by Glass Snyder DHing, and then Leanna Welch gets the start in right field behind Lily Dubs. So we will be heading to Golden Field for game 1 here, and hoping that our offense can take advantage of the shallow outfield. We will see what ends up happening, but the Dive Bombers are 13-3 over the last 2 regular seasons, and I'm sure part of that has to do with them hitting in this park. So we'll see what ends up happening, but what a beautiful field to play in for the championship series. We will play this game here. Game 2 will be at Tiger Den, and then if Game 3 is needed, it will be back here at Golden Field. So Dalton Pabshishin will start tense here in a high-pressure situation immediately against Rip Sutton, who has questionable accuracy. And Dalton puts that one off of the mound and into center field for a base hit, and he immediately gets the mojo boost back to neutral. So pays off to put him in the leadoff spot. Thankfully, before he even takes the field, he gets his mojo back to normal. Ramon Lee, batting .375 on the year with 1 home run and 3 RBIs, will get the second spot here. Deanna Andrews is going to be the catcher behind the plate there. Deanna Andrews was a All-Star last year. Did not make the All-Star squad this year, and Rip Sutton is really keeping an eye on Pabshishin. And there's the take off, the strike, and stolen base for Dalton Pabshishin. Deanna Andrews has a good arm, and that was a fastball, so put in a good position there to get the out, but not able to get the tag on him in time. And so Pabshishin standing in scoring position, and it doesn't matter as Ramon Lee works a walk here. We mentioned that questionable accuracy of Sutton. So 2 runners reach base here for Tony Centercut, batting .533, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs on the playoffs. Takes a first pitch ball out of the zone. Centercut with 5 pitches, 5 of them being fastball. Dalton takes off and will be caught stealing third. His mojo drops back down to tense, and there's oh my God, what just happened there? It was a hit and run. Centercut ends up lining right to the shortstop. Ramon Lee stuck in no man's land after that ball gets caught, and he can't get back to first in time. So we just turned 2 on, no out into almost as a triple play. Fitz Gallagher comes up, locked in right now against Lily Dubs. I'm so upset with our offense. He is bad ball hitter at tier 2, grounds out to second base. Rock Quintana gets to the first for out number 1. Ralph Green comes up, designated hitter, batting from the left side, has yet to get a hit in the playoffs so far. I'm knocking on wood quietly. Lily Dubs looking to see if she can have a clean first inning of her first start here in the playoffs, as she gets the strikeout against Green. And now here comes All-Star Ashley. Oh my God, he said it really weird. He said Arellano, I think, or something like that. I was just listening to see what he said, but I believe it's Ariano. 2-0 count here to Ariano, the All-Star. She was number 9 in the MVP voting, and she's going to dribble slowly to second base. Rock Quintana, bare hands, scoops it and tosses to Colon for out number 3. So both teams go down quietly. The Outlaws in a very obscure way. But we will start things off here in the top of the second with Giovanni Mays batting .400, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs against Rip Sutton, who's back to neutral. I don't know if he lost mojo at all last inning at all, but we'll see. 0-2 count here for Mays, already fallen behind, and then swings through that for strike 3. Sutton is pumped. He's feeling the energy behind the crowd here, who's very into it. They know their team has the talent, but they're very excited that they finally got here. And now Rock Quintana comes up, gets a fastball that he pushes up the middle, and Sammy Hodges, a former Outlaw for a couple of games in Season 1, starting at second base, gets the ground out and tosses to first for out number 2. So Justice Colon will now come up, chases a first pitch high and out of the zone, pushes that one into left field. It's going to tail away from the left fielder and into the corner, but Hugo Bass gets that ricochet perfectly, and with his awesome arm, he ends up getting even the base rounder of Justice Colon to stay at first base. So she's standing on first with 2 outs, and here comes locked in Fernanda Branch, .455, and Jesus Christ. Justice Colon gets picked off, Sammy Hodges applies the tag, and that's out number 3. What is this team thinking? What is with the movement on the base pads? Our team is so good when it comes to the power numbers. Our team is so good at getting hits and moving runners around, yet we keep trying to steal. I'm so frustrated, and I don't know what is like the trait or the characteristic or I don't know what it is, but Lily Dubs gets a ground out there to start the second inning, and now Marv Panther comes up, batting .286 on the year. Swings at the first pitch, and it gets past Rock Quintana into right field for a base hit. So a one-out base hit for Panther with great speed over there at first base. And here comes Sammy Hodges, yet to get a hit in the playoffs so far as well, knocking on wood again. Runner takes off immediately. Giovanni Mays is able to get it down there very quickly and gets the tag for out number 2. And Panther will lose his mojo as well. And Sammy Hodges sends that into deep center field, and it looks like he's going to run out of room. And Dalton Babshishin watches it go over the fence into the batter's eye. Sammy Hodges punishes his old team. Kind of mad that he never got a chance to play, and his first hit of the playoffs is a solo home run in the championship finals. And he gives the Dive Bombers a 1-0 lead against Lily Dubs, who one of the worst batters you could have made that mistake to, but gets Hugo Base to pop up to left field, and Tony Centercut catches that for out number 2. So we head to the top of the third, a 1-0 ball game. Lily Dubs has given up 2 hits, one of those a home run. That's pretty much the story for her as it was last year as well. Now, Fernanda Branch gets another opportunity as she was at the plate when Justice Colon was picked off. 2-0 count here immediately. Sutton losing his accuracy. 3-0. And Fernanda Branch takes strike 1, excuse me. She wanted to swing, but she knew she had the red light, and she ends up getting ball 4 there. So she is standing on first base with no outs for Glass Snyder, batting .400 on the year. No home runs, no RBIs. Maybe that can change here. And he gets an outside pitch, but dribbles it just behind the plate, foul. Swings through strike 2, way out of the zone. And then pulls that one foul and pops it out. 1-0 count, or 0-2 count here, and chases strike 3 out of the zone. He's pissed as he throws his bat and heads back to the dugout, but that's strike 3 and 1 out for Leanna Welch, batting .400, fastball hitter activated here. Rip Sutton does have 3 different fastballs. He also has 2 off-speed pitches, and Leanna Welch sends that into deep left center field, and it is going to bounce off the wall. Maximilian Panther, cannon arm activates there as he's able to get it in quickly, but Leanna Welch hits that one a long way, but it bounces off the top of the wall. She was about a couple of inches shy of a 2-run homer, and instead she's standing on first base. Fernanda Branch standing, at second. Nice diving play from Ariano. And Dalton Babshishin, who's tense. 0-2 was the count here with 1 out, and then strikes out swinging. Sutton does have some good movement on his pitches. He's also got a lot of speed on those fastballs. Ramon Lee comes up without a plate appearance, or without a at-bat in this game so far, as he walked his first time up. 2 on, 2 outs, and he takes a ball there. 1-1 count. And swings through strike 2 low and out of the zone. 1-2 count here, 2 outs, and he gets that one into right center field. It's going to get past the right fielder. Gallagher actually cuts it off before it gets to the wall, but it is going to be an RBI single for Ramon Lee as we tie this one back up. Nice hitting from Ramon Lee, one of the most consistent hitters in our lineup, and now first and third with 2 outs for Tony Centercut. He was forced to swing at an off-speed pitch last time, not one he likes. And this one he hits hard, but Cannon is able to dive, make the play, get up, and then toss to first for out number 3. But this game is all tied back up after a walk, followed by a base hit, followed by another base hit, which scored a runner from second base, and Ramon Lee is able to get the Outlaws back in this one. Lily Dubs trying to see if she can make up for the mistake she made last time. She gives up a base hit to start the bottom of the third. So runner on first for Dina Andrews, excuse me. 273 with a home run and 2 RBIs so far in the playoffs. Has good power, not great contact, and very slow. She does have contact versus lefties at tier 2, but it'll only have activate versus lefties. That's not the case here. And Rock Quintana is able to scoop that one up. Instead of trying to tag the runner, he turns to second. Ramon Lee, with his great arm, is able to get it to first in time, and that is a double play. Lily Dubs are able to clear the bases here. So 2 outs for Fisk Gallagher, who's still locked in, batting .353 on the year. 3-0 count to start this at bat. Gets a swinging strike one. And that ball stays out of the zone, and Fisk Gallagher heads to first base, kind of taunting Lily Dubs. I am okay with the decision to work around the red-hot Fisk Gallagher, but he has amazing speed at first base, and we will now have to face off against Ralph Green, who struck out in his first at-bat. Fouls off 2 pitches in a row, so it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs. And that dribbler to Justice Colon is just what we need, and that's out number 3. And so another pretty quick inning for Lily Dubs. She does allow a walk, but she's able to get a nice double play after a single and then get the ground out to end the inning very quickly. So heading to the top of the 4th, we're just cruising through this game so far. And Giovanni Mays will get his second at-bat of the game. First pitch, strike, second pitch low and a ball, and then that pitch kind of right where he wants it, but he fouls it off, and then with a 1-2 count, Mays sends it into right field, and Gallagher gets to it quickly. Mays is now locked in. At first base, Rock Quintana is currently tense in a high-pressure situation, so that's going to affect his attributes quite a bit. Gets the off-speed pitch, but takes it for a strike. And then pulls that one foul, so he's down 0-2 already. It takes a ball inside. He did bite for it, but didn't go all the way. And then gets the off-speed pitch he wants, but pushes it foul. That was the pitch. And then gets a fastball, but lines right to Holcorn at third base. And retreating quickly is Giovanni Mays, but that was unfortunate as Rock hit that one hard. And Justice Colon comes up 1 for 1. Swings it late at the first pitch on that fastball for a strike. Ball stays inside. And then an off-speed pitch, she pulls into the corner, and Fisk Gallagher is able to scoop that up quickly, and they end up throwing to first base. Fisk Gallagher making a mistake, and Justice Colon read that perfectly as she followed Giovanni Mays and took off for second base. So now with 1 out, runners at second and third, and they pull Rip Sutton for Trip Hahn, who has Tier 2 Rally Stopper activated as he comes in, as well as gets ahead, and he gets the strike there. Fernanda Branch still locked in, and an opportunity to drive in some go-ahead runs here at second and third. She pops that one up behind the plate, and it is going to get out of play. She's down 0-2 in the count here, and she stays alive by fouling that one off. And then pulls another one foul, that one she just made contact with. Swings at that one, and with the infield pulled in, trying to stop that is Sammy Hodges, but he couldn't react fast enough, and it's going to be an infield single, and a run does score from third. So Fernanda Branch keeping this inning going and giving the Outlaws the lead. Runners on first and third for Glass Snyder coming up with outside pitch activated, and Hahn still has his rally stopper trait activated, and pops that in one foul, pulled 1-2 count here with 1 out. And Glass dribbles it right to Hahn. Hahn goes home with it as Justice Colon was running with the hit. And Justice caught in a pickle. She's going to go back and forth for a little bit, and Hahn is going to have to force the third throw and then gets tagged out. So she's stuck stranded between home and third. Glass Snyder is not able to pull through for his team, but he does end up reaching first base on the fielder's choice. So now Leanna Welch, who had a very long single her last time up, pops this one up. Trip Hahn calling everybody off. Missed opportunity here for some big insurance runs for the Outlaws, but we do get 1 run across, and that gives us the lead. We also get Rip Sutton off the mound, and head into the bullpen. Ashley Ariano, the offensive all-star, comes up, takes 2 strikes in a row. Lily Dubs with a put-out pitch, but she makes just enough contact there. We'll try it again. And she pops that one up into shallow right center field. Everyone ranging back the Bermuda Triangle here, but Bab Shishin with his great speed closes in and calls everybody off, catching that for out number 1. Kaylee Holcorn comes up. RBI hero, but not activated. Batting .353 on the playoffs with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. So she has been staying true to her name. She puts that one to foul down the left field line, down 1-2. Pitch inside for a ball. And that pitch is going to get hit into right field, but right to Leanna Welch for out number 2. Marv Panther got a base hit, followed by a failed attempt to steal second base where he got caught. And they're going to pull Marv Panther for tense blind to orange with 2 outs, and he swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to Rock Quintana, and that's out number 3. I don't know who they're going to put in right or in center field, but I don't think they have a better defender than Marv Panther. So very interesting decision to make there, but we'll see what that ends up looking like throughout the rest of this game. Everlovin Stewart comes in to play center field. Trip Hahn gets ahead with that first pitch strike. And then a pulled foul, strike 2. So 0-2 count here for Babshishin, who's still tense. And he strikes out again. Trip Hahn, who I believe was their representative for, he was their representative for the All-Star game with a 1.59 ERA, which was good for 9th in the league. He has been pitching very well in this one. He pitched in and out of trouble last time. He did only allow the 1 run, but I think it was credited to Sutton. 3-1 count here to Ramon Lee, and takes strike 2. That one caught the corner, they said. Full count, and just ahead of that one. Ramon Lee barreled that one up, and he pulls that one foul. We'll do it again, full count. And there he goes. Ramon Lee sends it into center, or left center field. It hits one of those garbage cans sitting out there in that back section. But that one way out of the park. It almost actually hits that combine. But his second home run of the playoffs, 5th RBI, is a solo shot. And he makes this a 3-1 ball game. Now we have Tony Centercut, who could potentially make this even worse for Trip Hahn, who is neutral mojo right now, gets ahead. Gives that first pitch off speed or changeup for a strike. There's a fastball, but underneath it is Tony Centercut. He pops that up behind the plate, catching that in foul territory is Dina Andrews for out number 2. Now Giovanni Mays comes up. He's locked in. Base hit his last time into right field. He's going to try and see if he can do the same here at the very least. Takes a ball outside, 1-1 count with 2 outs, and he hits that one right to Sammy Hodges, who is able to scoop it up and toss it to first for out number 3. Another run for the Outlaws comes across in a solo shot from Ramon Lee. He timed up those pitches really well from Trip Hahn, and I don't know if he was getting cocky or what, but it ends up being a long home run for Ramon Lee. Now the only player to tag Lily Dubs so far is Sammy Hodges. 0-2 count here. He dribbles that one slowly up the middle. Ramon Lee scoops it up, tosses the first out number 1. So she gave up the home run to Hodges last time, but is able to get the ground out this time. Hugo Bass popped up his last time up. We're in a max pressure situation here. Lily Dubs still at neutral mojo here in the bottom of the 5th. She's at 47 pitches, so she has been very efficient. And that ball is going to get down into left field. Tony Centercut is able to toss it in quickly, but nice effort from Ramon Lee. He definitely couldn't get to that one in time. Deacon Cannon comes up 1-for-1 with a single. Decent power, not great contact or speed. And he hits that one. Justice Colon holding the runner has to stay close, and she's not able to react fast enough to get to that one in time, and it goes into right field for a base hit. So with 2 outs, a little rally going here. Hugo Bass at second base. Lily Dubs gets pulled for Chris Blopside, who's still locked in after his last performance. Looking to see if he can I'm sorry, I said a 2-out rally. There's only 1 out. That ball sent into right center field. Dalton Babshishin ranges over. The ball's going to get down, hits off the wall. Babshishin scoops it up. 1 runner scores. The other runner is going to get held at third base. And Dina Andrews comes through for her team once again, as she gets that one as an RBI double. and she's standing on second base, runner on third base as well with 1 out. And Fisk Gallagher comes up. That's the guy you want to see in this situation. He hits that one into shallow center field. Dalton Babshishin catches that. Runner at third thought about going, but ends up stopping, as Babshishin does have a good arm even when tense, and he was very shallow there. So out number 2 here, and Crisp trying to get out of the jam. See what he can do against Ralph Green. 1-1 count. That runner that scored earlier does count towards Lily Dubs, by the way. That was a inherited runner from Crisp offside. And that ball sent into center field. 1 run's going to score. Babshishin scoops it up, tosses it in. Runner is going to be held at third. Another run scores, and it is a tie ball game. Again, 3-3 with all-star Ashley Ariano coming up. 0 for 2 today, but 313 on the playoffs, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. We're going to see if she can do something for her team here. Runner at third with no speed, 2 outs. Good speed over there at first base. Giovanni Mays is locked in, so his arm looks really solid behind the plate. Chris Flopside very tired after being now knocked down to neutral mojo. Ramon Lee is going to get that grounder and get the out at third. Lily Dubs takes both of those on the chin, as she did give up a couple of base hits, and then Chris Flopside was not able to help her out by getting out of the jam. So it is a new ball game here in the top of the 6th inning with a tie ball game. Rock Quintana comes in tense against Trip Hahn, takes a first pitch strike, second pitch ball low outside, and there's an off-speed hit. Oh my gosh, he just missed it. Still not making very good contact, and Rock Quintana flies out to center field for out number 1. Justice Colon now 2 for 2 with a double and a single, batting .500 on the playoffs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Be a nice time for one of those here. Takes the first pitch strike, fouls that one off. She's down 0-2, and then takes a ball high. Good eye there. Takes a ball inside. Good eye as well. 2-2 count, and Justice Colon swings through strike 3. Got real antsy, and Trip Hahn has locked this Outlaws offense down since he's come in. He gave up a couple of runs, but for the most part has been pitching very well. Here comes Fernanda Branch. Sammy Hodges with a nice dive, gets the third out. 1-2-3 inning for Trip Hahn, giving the opportunity for his team to take the win here in the bottom of the 6th. They're going to start with their number 4 hitter, Kaylee Holcorn. 0 for 2 today. Max pressure. They're going to keep Chris Flopside out there, even though he's below half stamina. This is a mistake, in my opinion. I think even if he gets through this is not something we should be doing. And a dribbler to the mound. Chris Flopside scoops it and tosses to first for out number 1. We now get to Everlovin Stewart, who came in to replace Marv Panther on the defensive side of things, getting his first at bat, but instead they bring in Nola East, the pitcher, to pinch hit. Has no contact whatsoever, but a huge power bat. Has not gotten any hits in the playoffs yet. 2-1 count, 3-1 count now for Chris Flopside against East, and she takes a walk, gets a mojo boost, which is wonderful for her next start. And then Sammy Hodges will come up 1 for 2 with a home run. Thank you for polling Chris Flopside, but of course we're going to go to Glover Macho Man, getting his first appearance in the playoffs. Gets a first pitch strike against Hodges, who fouls that one off, down 0-2. 1 out, runner on first with no speed. That ball hit. Oh, Rock Quintana makes an incredible leaping grab before that one got into his right center field, which would have gone for a long time. He gets his mojo back to neutral, steals a base hit. They pull in Camila Gregory, another pitcher, but with good speed to replace Nola East. And that ball sent into center field, and Babshishin is going to be able to get the ball in quick enough to hold the runner at second base. But now with 2 outs, the winning run standing on second base, Deacon Cannon, who's locked in after 2 singles today, will get an opportunity to win this one for his team. First pitch swinging, he fouls it off. Max pressure here, and that ball hit to Fernanda Branch. Gets it across the diamond for out number 3. So Macho Man was able to come in and take care of business, as he's able to get the the dive bombers from scoring in the bottom of the sixth. We go to extra innings here. Going 8-9-1, starting with Glass Snyder. Camilla Gregory gets replaced with Henry Fernandez, who will be playing center field. Very bad fielding out there in center right now. Glass Snyder takes a first pitch strike, followed by a ball. Ball high, just misses the top of the zone. And there's a pitch she sends into center field, and we'll see her Fernandez, who's tense but also has bad fielding. I think he doesn't play center. Maybe he does, but because he is tense in a max pressure situation, he is not able to do much here. Katrina Parker pulls Triphon off the mound. Katrina with tier 2 easy jumps. We're hoping Glass Snyder doesn't try to steal. Also has a tier 2 elite fastball. 0-2 count here. The closer against Leanna Welch. Big opportunity for her. She gets a fastball but fouls it off. 0-2 count. She takes it low and outside for a ball. 1-2. Swings through strike 3. She misses the fastball. And that's going to be out number 1. Dalton Babshishin will now come up 1 for 3 with a single. Max pressure. They pull Dalton Babshishin for Caroline Dealer, looking for that fastball, that 4-seam elite fastball. Gets the slider for a strike, 0-1. Another slider falls out of the zone. Parker, the closer. And that ball, what? That ball lines foul, and Ariano able to make the play, catching that one, and just off the bag a little too far was Glass Snyder, and he's not able to get back in time, and that is a double play, unassisted double play for Ariano to get out of the top of the 7th after a leadoff base hit. And now a 2-0 count for Macho Man against Dina Andrews, who got this game back to pretty close to tied with one of her RBIs. Swings through that one, full count, and chases ball 4. She swings through it for strike 3, and that's going to be out number 1. Fisk Gallagher 0 for 2 with a walk. He's still locked in, looking for a bad ball that he can hit. That falls behind trade, may be bad right here. Oh, fouls it off for strike 1. Macho Man gets him to pop that one up into deep left field. There's not very deep walls here in the outfield at Golden Field, but that one is caught by Tony Centercut for out number 2. So 2 outs for Ralph Green, 1 for 3 with a single. He does have that low contact rating, and that ball is going to get into right field just over the leaping glove of Quintana for a 2-out base hit. And now Ashley Ariano, who's 0 for 3 today. Max pressure. Falls behind, activates here. That ball hit hard, but pulled straight to Fernanda Branch, who tosses easily across the diamond for out number 3. So another clean inning for Macho Man. And we head to the top of the 8th, still tied 3-3. We're going to start things off with Ramon Lee, who's 2 for 2 with a home run, a single, a walk, and 2 RBIs. Parker still on the mound. Gets a first pitch pop-up into shallow left field. Ramon Lee flies out to Hugo base for out number 1. Tony Centercut's been very quiet today, 0 for 3. Maybe he gets that elite 4-seam fastball and he can send it into the stands. There it was, but he takes it for a strike. Swings at a slider for a foul. He's down 0-2 here. Does not chase that fastball in the dirt. Gets the slider, he has to stay alive, so he fouls it off. 1-2 again, and gets another slider. He has to swing at it, gets to Holcorn, who tosses across the diamond for out number 2. So Centercut, guy that we've been relying on all year and all playoffs, is very quiet today. 0 for 4 day for him. Giovanni Mays swings at the first pitch, and he pulls that one to Cannon at short for out number 3, and another 1-2-3 inning for the Outlaws offense. And they head back out into the field. Giovanni Mays goes back down to neutral mojo, which may be impactful if any of these runners get on base now that he doesn't have his locked-in arm. So Holcorn, who does have great speed, looking to see if she can get on base. Swings through that one. hits that one into left field, and it is going to be a base hit. Tony Centercut gets it to second, but a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the 8th. This could be the difference maker. Henry Fernandez will get his first at bat of this game, batting .214 on the year. He is tense right now. He has tier 2 off-speed hitter. Hits a fastball hard into deep right field. It's going to die out there as Leanna Welch calls it, catches it, tosses it in for out number 1, and runner has to retreat to first base. So big moment there. Sammy Hodges, who got the scoring started for the Dive Bombers with a home run earlier in this game, comes in with another opportunity. And there it goes. Sammy Hodges ends the game on a 2-run homer. I don't know where that power came from him, but why was Macho Man in for his 3rd inning of work? Like, what were we thinking? I'm so fed up with the decisions of this manager. Why can't we have a manager mode? Why are the manager moments not during the freaking game as opposed to after the game's over so we can decide who gets a fucking battery or who gets a who's going to be the one that you bring to a cult? I don't even know. This game frustrated me so much. The Dive Bombers, kudos to you. You won this game fair and square. 5-3. Sammy Hodges putting up all the offense for the Dive Bombers for the most part. Skipping through this one, Ramon Lee was our most productive player as he went 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. He gets 2 RBIs. He scores 1 run. He also had a walk. Fernanda Branch went 1 for 2 with an RBI. She scored a run as well. She also walked once. 0 for 4 day from Tony Centercut. 0 for 3 day from Rock Quintana. Yeah, what can you say? Bab Shishin got caught stealing. I don't know. So irritated. Fitz Gallagher went 0 for 3. He walked once. He's still locked in for next game somehow. Green went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Holcorn 1 for 4 with a run scored. We saw a 2 for 4 day from Sammy Hodges with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. 2 for 3 day from Bass, from Cannon, and a 1 for 3 day with an RBI from Dina Andrews. Lily Dubs pitched well. She struggled there at the end, but she pitched really well. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 home run. We had Chris Blopside for 1 inning. He gives up 2 hits and a walk, and then he actually allowed those 2 earned runs that Lily Dubs is showing on her score sheet there. And then Glover Macho Man, the worst arm in our bullpen. Of course, that's the time to bring him in. This is why you don't overuse players like Dane Rollins, so that you have the opportunity to use him in high leverage situations like this. Like, I don't know. Macho Man goes 2 innings for some reason, gives up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, and 1 home run. He actually pitched decently well, but again, why do you keep him out for so long? That's why these numbers look bad for these players. Sutton went 3 1/3, gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Trip Hahn pitched admirably, 2 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and it was a home run to Ramon Lee. And then Parker came in 2 innings from the closer because our batters are just swinging at everything. Got 1 strikeout, but did not allow a base runner. So that's it for this one. Sammy Hodges with the number 1 player. Ramon Lee gets number 2, and Fernanda Branch gets number 3. That just goes to show you who should have won this game. I don't think I've felt this mad or frustrated from this game in a minute. But that game, we just let fall out of our hands. And, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. But anyways, we're going to try and have a short memory here, and we're going to head straight into Game 2 next time. So make sure you follow along. The Outlaws are coming home, but have to win this one so that they can try and get back to Golden Field with a chance to win at Golden Field. So we'll see what happens, but thanks for watching and hope to see you next time. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.